Welcome to the Real Female Entrepreneurs. Today's guest doesn't whisper about money. She owns the mic and turns it all the way up. A profit strategist with zero shame and maximum strategy. She helps bold entrepreneurs rewrite their money stories and finally claim their financial power. Smart, spicy, and unapologetically honest. She makes revenue conversations electric and wildly profitable, which is unmistakable inside of her book, 69 Ways Money is Like Sex. Please help me welcome the amazing Jen Perez, the spicy CEO. Welcome, Jen.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, I'm excited to have you because you know what? I don't like talking about money at all. And I don't think anybody likes talking about money. So just tell me about your company and you, if you don't mind, so our audience can like look at it and go, oh my God, she is spicy and she's got it.
Yeah, so I started my career in accounting back in 2013. And it was ironically at the same time that I had personally filed bankruptcy because nobody taught me about money. In fact, sex was more of an open topic. And so my degree, I went for accounting, couldn't get into the business school, decided to get a degree in sociology with a minor in human sexuality because I wanted to be a sexologist. So that's kind of the history, like where that came from. A lot of people are like, where's that coming from? So when I started a bookkeeping firm back in 2016, about to celebrate 10 years, and throughout that, I started realizing I wanted to help people, business owners, actually understand the money because honestly, they don't know always how to read the financial statements or use that information to make decisions. And I truly believe that their business should support their lifestyle, not the other way around. And so it was something that I had a question myself, like, well, how much should we pay ourselves? I've heard that term before, pay yourself first. But what is that number? What does that mean? And that's when everybody introduced me to Profit First, which is a book by Mike Michalowicz. After I implemented it myself and saw what that did, I said, holy cow, this is really awesome. Let's see if I could do this with my clients. And so I became a certified Profit First professional. That is the foundation what I do. And so now my bookkeeping firm is its own entity, self-sustaining. I have a team that handles that. So I can focus on my book, speaking, educating, really helping people understand the money in business because it can be frustrating and people don't like to talk about it, that they should, right? Now I tell people they don't need to shout out how much that money they make or how many orgasms they had last night, but you do need to communicate. You have partners, you have advisors, right? You need to have that open communication. So that's my passion and adding a little spice and flair to the conversation to hopefully break that ice a bit and make it a little bit more fun and not so wanting to run the opposite direction.
Especially when numbers are involved. I actually, one of my favorite quotes is the numbers are the numbers and there's no getting around it. Am I right?
Yep. Yep.
And so when you're dealing with finances, that's what you're dealing with. And people want to hide. And you're so true. People want to talk more about sex than money.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
They're both taboo topics people don't want to talk about. They probably weren't taught how to do either very well, right? And so
True.
there's, I mean, so many analogies I can throw in there. That's why I wrote the book because there's just so much to that. But I wanted to find a way, and this, I might be jumping the gun here, but I
Go for
had
it.
to ask the question like, okay, from when I had my bookkeeping firm and I started doing the consulting, I was like, why are people not coming to me? I don't understand it. I'm networking, I'm doing the things I'm told to be doing, but nobody's referring back to me. I'm not getting business on the consulting side. What's going on? And that's when I had a friend tell me, she's like, Jen, you're like seeing a gynecologist for the first time. I was like, okay. And she said, well, all the emotions. You're going to go in and, is she going to judge me? She's going to see what's behind closed doors. What is she going to say? Oh my gosh. So it's the same thing with money. And so I used that analogy and everybody in the room, their phones went down, heads went up. I had the room and I was like, okay, I'm on to something. And then I started just testing the waters on different analogies. And then finally got around to writing the book. But that's really what broke that ice. I had to build trust because people are embarrassed of what's really going on behind closed doors. And to be honest, I've probably been there before.
Mhm.
Or if I haven't, there is no judgment here because somebody has been there before and you are not alone. And that's really why I love doing this because I want to help those people that run at the sight of the word money and just have fun with it. And sometimes it's single women, sometimes it's parent, sometimes it's a couple that run a business together. And
Mhm.
so I love it when I can just help them better understand that and enjoy their life where the money is not the stressor in their life.
Yeah, so I actually, I'm gonna make you laugh at this one, okay? Because you when you look at money, all right, and a friend of mine told me this. Let me go back a minute. I'll go back to the other thing, but my friend of mine once said, and she says it all the time. So when you talk about money, marketing, sex, or anything, it's like going on a date with somebody for the very first time and they just ask you to bed right like that.
Oh yeah.
Boom. Yeah.
Yep.
And I was
Exactly.
like, when you said that about the gynecologist, I'm like, okay, same analogy, same thing,
Yep.
different version of it. Yeah. And guys, I have read the book and it is really amazing. So I'm just gonna be blunt. So if it's not on your go-to list, it has to be on your go-to list because it's something that you all need.
And it's short. Like it's
Oh
each
yeah.
page has a way and then a few paragraphs about it. There's mindset in there. There's mistakes I've made so you don't make them. There's things you can go do right now in your business. There's a lot of information in there with just a little, like with a little book. It's an airplane to read is what we call it. But and I always get asked this question is which is my favorite chapter? And it's number 27. It's called Ladies, if you're not getting yours first, you're doing it wrong. And I talk about paying yourself first, but the analogy is there. And so it's just, I even sometimes will do workshops on that topic because it's such a key part to why I do what I do that you need to understand that because your business should support your lifestyle.
Right. So I'm gonna go back a minute because I know I
Yeah.
remember what I wanted to say. It's so I've had sex therapists on here.
Okay.
Okay. And they have been so fun. And so I'm going to take what they've said and relate it to what you said. So the fact that you said there's nothing you can tell me that wouldn't shock me. Okay. They have told us they've had to watch porn for 8 straight hours and talk about it afterwards because that's just part of their training so they don't get embarrassed.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, "Okay, wow." So it's almost the same thing with you when you think about it because you've been through training like maybe not that specific training, but other training, like that. It doesn't embarrass you because you've probably seen all kinds of crazy money stuff happen.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's a lot of emotion, especially with AI these days. People are always afraid of, is your job going to still be there? Right. And
Mm.
for when you involve emotion on things and that's human and money is a very emotional tool, so that's something where I'm not worried about that. Obviously there's AI is a whole nother conversation. But no, I had to, it's because I filed bankruptcy so long ago that I was like, okay, I'm never doing that again. I wanted to learn everything I could learn about money. And then as I grew, as I started a business, as I grew again, I'm still learning. I mean, back then, the only way that you could invest money to my knowledge was a 401k or long-term rentals.
Yeah.
Holy cow, since then I have learned so much beyond that, right? But if you don't know what you don't know, and unless you get somebody to help you understand those things and be patient and understanding and allowing you to share that information in a safe space, non-judgmental, it helps, right?
Right. So talking about learning and going back, what would you go back and tell your 18-year-old self?
Ooh, I would have definitely started my business sooner than later. But have fun. And I think I did a pretty good job of that in a safe way, of course. Um, but it's life happens. And so getting through it, I don't know that I would change anything, but I mean, 18, I was going into college and I walked away with over $200,000 in debt, student
Mhm.
loan. And I probably would tell myself, go live there a year, gain residency, and then I would have walked away with maybe less than 100,000, right? So just because the experience I had there was, I would never change. So that's my thing, was that student loan debt, because that is a huge reason why I filed bankruptcy. But then again, if I didn't do that, I may not be where I'm at today because of how much of an impact that made on me that wanted me to change things.
Yep. And, changing things is always an important thing. and changing your money values, changing everything that happens in life. However, you can't change it unless you know how to go back. So,
Yep.
what do you wish something is that an entrepreneur would stop with their mindset, believing, or thinking as a whole?
I know a lot of times when you're in business, you're hopefully in a business that you enjoy, that you love, that you're able to help other people, but you need to take care of yourself first.
Mm,
Whether that's self-care, financially, all of the above, you need to take care of you. And I come across so many people that they're paying themselves last, for example, because they want to help their clients and they want to take care of their team and they want to make sure they don't miss their, pay their bills on time. And while I get that, when you can have a strategy in place that pays yourself first, it feels good and you don't have that stress. I always tell people, if I tell you to stop or to put your family last or your health last, would you do it?
right.
No. So why are you paying yourself last? That's a huge thing that I want to reverse that, right?
So, what is the percentage you suggest that they pay themselves first, or is there an amount?
There is not an amount, there's a percentage, but the percentage depends. That is a long, I do a whole workshop on what that number is. So it's a long conversation, but really look at what you've been paying yourself. Okay. Let's say you've been paying yourself $60,000 a year, just doing real simple math here. But
Mhm.
you go to your personal finances and you see you actually have $65,000 in spending, whatever that looks like, to maintain that lifestyle. Well, then we
Right.
need to be paying yourself $65,000, right? You don't ever want to give yourself, oh, I need to save some money, so I'm going to decrease how much I pay. Unless you're living life on the other side and you're like, oh, I can give up some of this money, no problem, which is how many, probably less than 1% of us, right?
Right.
Then you don't do that. Most people need more money to sustain that lifestyle or even grow the lifestyle that they want. So you always want to look at what you've been doing, because and take baby steps to help you get there. If you've
Mhm.
already been paying yourself 60 and you need to be at 65, where's that $5,000 coming from that
Mm.
you're already using in your business? So you just got to be aware of that as well.
Awesome. All right. So you talked about family and putting them first and putting you last and paying you last. Let's talk about balance now. If you believe in it, how do you balance it? And if you don't believe in it, how's the dance going?
Yes. So I'm going to be honest. I started my business before I had children. I have two boys that are now 3 and 7.
Oh,
Um, And when I started my business, I then had my first son. And I remember one night when he was still a baby, I was at the office. That's before virtual was a huge thing. I was in an actual office building and I felt bad that I love what I do. I felt bad that I wanted to be at work to help other people, but yet my son is at home. Now, dad was there with him and he was great with taking care of him. And to be honest, there are some men out there that, like my dad, would not change a diaper. He changed mine once and never again for me and my brother, right? So when I had someone who had no problem changing their diaper, and I was like, okay, this is awesome, right? So I didn't have to worry about that. And I had, honestly, a therapist tell me, Jen, your business is your baby too, and you technically had it first. It's okay
mm,
to feel that as long as you're not neglecting your son, right? So
right.
that was an example of when he was a baby. Now approaching single motherhood and having to manage my time, and it's hard. I'm not gonna cover code it, right? It's hard. And so you have to just look at your schedule and be a little bit more focused on your time management. How are you spending that time? Because yes, you have to make money to pay the bills. You have to take care of your clients. You have to be there for your children and attend their soccer games and attend their music concerts, etc. And so that's, for me, I make sure that I don't miss those things. Those are hard rocks on my calendar. I will change client meetings if usually things aren't during business hours, of course, but um, it's funny. There was a mother-daughter dance, and or it's not mother-son dance, and I always want to go to those with him. Unfortunately, it was the Friday that I was going to be gone on that cruise. So I felt, my mom came here to watch the boys, and so I felt bad. But at the same time, they had such a bad winter storm, they rescheduled it to where I did get to go enjoy it. So I think things happen for a reason. But I make sure that I prioritize my kids and I involve them, even though they're only 3 and 7. they know mama's got to work. And when she's working during the day, they know sometimes I have a babysitter because I need to go to an event in the night or overnight, even sometimes. So I have had to lessen that because I want to make sure that they get as much of a balance as I can, that they're taken care of, but they have some mama time too.
So, I mean, mostly everybody knows here that I raised, a grandson, not my own, someone else's, and that we actually, I was known for bribes because I've always worked from home. So, it was always known for bribes, like, "If you give me this amount of time, what do you want? Like, when this TV show goes off, we will go do blah, blah, blah." So, I made sure it was a pretty long movie, especially at 7.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so that was mine, bribes. Mm. All right.
Yeah.
So, all right, we have this amazing book. You teach all these amazing workshops, Jen. Let's peel back the curtain. I want to get a sneak peek of what's next.
Yeah. Um, so I actually have a goal this year to be on 100 stages. So thank you. This is one of the 100, right? And that could be podcasts, it could be interviews, it can be virtual summits, actual physical stages, you name it. Because I've learned that when I'm talking one to one, while there can be a major impact in that, it's limited. I only have so many hours in a day, especially now. And so because of that, if I can talk to one to many and I can help more than one person at a time, that's what I love to be able to do. Now, if I can get some clients out of that, great. But I feel so good when I'm done speaking in front of a room because I know that I gave them some amazing nuggets. And if they didn't, I want to have that one-on-one and figure out what really is what's going on behind their curtain, because I want to see how I can help. It's just, I have such a passion for it that I want to make a larger impact. And I haven't honestly been able to. I mean, the Spicy CEO was only a year ago. At the event I think we met at is when it came about because of that event.
Ooh.
So it's new in the brand. I've done the consulting and advisory. I just always like, how do I do it with the bookkeeping? Is it separate? I've tried so many different things, but when my book was about to come out, that's when the Spicy CEO came. I completely changed my brand, and that in itself has changed so much. So I'm honestly on that bell curve, kind of right here. Like it hasn't even taken off yet.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
And so let's go back a minute because you're talking about having a new branding. Okay.
Mhm.
Say we have somebody who's sitting there on the edge going, I want to start a new division or I want to just start. What would you tell them? What would be your advice?
Other than just do it, I remember a little over a year ago, I kept. I first of all, I've had a trademark infringement on my brand. And I was legally forced to change my brand, and I thought that was the name that I was going to have it forever. I still think it was a great name, but I had to change it. I was forced to legally. And then I kept trying all these things, and I would get people's feedback, and I finally had someone tell me, and I'm glad he did this. He's like, Jen, just pick one. He's like, you can always change it,
Mhm.
but you are spending so much time figuring out what it is. I'm not saying don't figure that out, but once you find one, stick to it, run with it. And if you need to a year, two down the road, then you can change it, go ahead. And I think I was so trying to be perfect on exactly what the colors are and what the brand name is and all of that. And while some of that can be important, especially depending on your industry, um, the biggest thing I realized is being authentically you in it. My
Yeah.
colors were blue and green.
Oh my word.
Yep. I was very corporate like looking back. I was not spicy at all, even though that's me. That's my personality. My friends knew that was me behind the scenes. And so I kind of just opened it up and be like, hey guys, this is me. This is what you're getting. And if you can be authentically yourself, sometimes it just happens. It just appears. You test the waters in a safe space and you're going to find it. I think I counted one time I've had 8 different branded logos over the 10 years.
Yeah, I own 150 domains because they just pop in my
Yeah.
brain.
Yeah.
You never know where they're going to end up, right?
Yeah.
So thanks for that honesty and transparency because, having 8 different logos, designs, on and on and on. People just don't realize what we go through, and I love the honesty because we do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I started with Female Entrepreneurs Magazine. We're branching into Male Entrepreneurs Magazine, and we acquired the name Entrepreneurs Magazine.
Yay.
So, yay. So it's just like, craziness is happening in every aspect of it. So let's talk about a money transition point of view, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So you have a woman, she's been in business for a while, and the money's just not clicking. She's ready to throw in the towel.
Hmm.
What do you tell her?
If the money, it depends on what you mean by it's not clicking. Um, if she is in survival mode, meaning she can barely, if at all, pay her bills,
Mhm.
you have got to know what your numbers are. You have got to open that curtain and take a look at it and see what it is. And if you need to, hire someone to help you understand those numbers. Because until you know what those numbers are, you're just throwing spaghetti at the wall to see if it sticks. And more than likely, it's probably not sticking. So that's where a lot of people get in trouble. The money comes in, money goes out. Okay, I paid the bills, I'm good. Well, there's so much more you can do if you have strategy behind, and you can't have strategy if you don't know what the numbers are.
You need to know the numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's go a little bit more fun if that's okay. Because
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, you're the spicy girl, so you're a spicy
Oh
CEO.
yeah.
So I'm really waiting for something a little outrageous here. Okay.
Okay.
Tell me something my audience is going to sit there and go, oh my God, Jen Perez did what?
Okay. Well, I mean, nowadays I feel like this isn't so much of a wow, but I did sell Pure Romance twice, which is a toy party, right? There's
Right.
lotion potions, fun. But two of the times I did it, my mom was in the room. And some people are like, oh my, they would come to me like, how was that with your mom? I'm like, fine. Like, she's the one who taught me about a lot of sex things growing up. And so more than the money, and she knows that, but it's it's because I have, and I thank her for it because I'm comfortable talking about that. And if I can talk about things like that with my mom, I can talk with that with my partner, right? And so that's why it's a lot of people like, okay, well, you're the spicy CEO, so some of those things are now coming out in my history in it. But the fact that my mom was at two of them and I was cool with it, so is she. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I could have did that, but you're the mom.
Yeah.
That's why you can talk about sex and money. That's it.
Yes. And I have for the longest time, okay, they're both taboo topics. How do I put them together without it being weird and without
Mhm.
attracting the wrong kind of person? And I have done
Mm.
that before with networking, and I'm talking on the financial side. And I think I talked about my degree and how I wanted to be a sexologist. And with this one person, it was a man, and his very next question was, "Do you participate?" And I was like, "No, that'd be skewed data. Hello."
That's
um,
cute.
right. But and then we kind of got off the track a little. And so I'm just like, I had to bring it back in, and it just was weird. And so I just wanted to, for years, have tried to figure out. I have two passions of mine. In fact, in 2013, when I finally got my foot in the door for accounting, I had three roads. I had accounting, which I finally got in. I could go back to school to get my master's for sexology because that's what it really took to get into that industry, or I can continue my career in hotels, which is I've spent 10 years in hotels, worked every position there. I'm like, I already did that. I finally got in accounting. Let's do that. That's definite, right? And so there's always been an interest, a passion. And that's kind of how my book came about too, is I went to a mastermind and they were talking about YouTube and they said, okay, well, creating video content, how do you create video content when you're in something boring like bookkeeping or insurance? Like, who wants to hear about that? They said, find something you're passionate about, right? Something that you have a hobby of. I'm like, I have two kids at home, running a household and two businesses. I don't have time for a hobby. So it was a man and a woman. And I pulled the woman aside, Marley Jacks, and I said, what about sex? And she's like, do it. And so we started chat GBTing ideas and stuff. And that's where like the money is like sex analogy kind of came about. And then I tested it. And then later on, I was like, okay, I just got to write a book. But it just, when you have something that is not as sexy, find something that is exciting to you and people are going to see that. And that's honestly what that did for me, that I just get to be me now.
Just be you.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I think this one's gonna be a lot of fun with you. Song or songs that you absolutely love?
Whew. So I am terrible about, I can know every word to a song and not know who it's by or what it's called. But I will say Sweet Home Alabama has been my all-time favorite, no matter what mood I'm in, no matter what environment I'm in. You start playing that song, I just start getting into a happy mood if I wasn't already. So if you are like pissing me off and you just want to change my mood, play that song and it might change things up.
So, I was waiting for Sex Baby.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
I will say when I go dancing, I like the ass shaking songs though.
Okay,
Yeah. If I get to shake my booty, I'm good.
me too. I'm happy. All right. A favorite book or books besides yours, which is
Yes.
69 Ways Money's Like Sex?
Yes.
So, what's another one?
Um, I mean, to be honest, Profit First by Mike McAllowitz, that it has changed my life. And
Mhm,
not, I'm not talking about in business in the fact that I can now help people with it. I'm talking about personally. I have had, every business has the roller coaster up and downs, right?
mhm,
Some of my downs have been very, very down that most people would have thrown in the towel. But because of that methodology that I had implemented, not just in business, but personally, I
mhm.
was able to stay afloat or pivot and figure things out to get through that little dip in business. And I would not be where I'm at today if it weren't, I'd probably be back at W-2 employee. And that just gives me anxiety thinking about that. But just seriously, I've had some things that were just terrible. And if I did not have the money system, the cash in place,
Mhm.
I don't know where I'd be today.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great system, and I'll be honest with you, I've been on it, and I fell off the wagon before,
Yeah.
and I keep looking at myself going, "Oh, I have to get back on the wagon."
Yeah. That happens a lot. I have a client I just had this morning actually that, we're talking through that. They've tried it before. I spoke at their event and they hired me to like, okay, we need someone like you to come in and just tell us what to do. Tell us because obviously when you just read the book, I myself tried to do things and I didn't do it the right way just from reading the book. So when I became a certified PFP, it, I have that community. But I am very, I don't know the word for it, but I love holding people accountable to where if you say, I'm going to do XYZ by Friday, come Saturday morning or maybe Monday morning, I'm sending you a text saying, hey, did you do it?
Mhm.
No, why not? I don't beat around the bush. I'm blunt about it, but you need somebody that can hold you accountable, that truly understands profit first, right? Not profit first ish.
Yep, and that I'm ish.
Yep. It happens all the time.
Yeah, and I'm sure most of my audience are ish.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
we're aware of it, we know the book, we might have
Yeah.
read it, but we implemented some things, but we
Yeah.
went ishy.
Yeah. And that's better than nothing, right? There's some people that I tell them just go open one bank account, nickname it profit, and start allocating 1%. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Just do 1% of all your sales. You are now driving profit intentionally, especially if you're in survival mode. That kind of helps you start climbing out of that, right?
Yep,
And so the important thing is take baby steps and have someone to hold you accountable.
yep, definitely.
Yep.
So we need Jen to hold our hand, everybody,
Yeah.
just so you know. All right. Words to live by or a quote that you love or quotes.
So my favorite one is live the life you love the life you live.
Oh,
And okay, this might sound bad, but I had an ex-boyfriend who gave me a necklace that had that on there.
oh,
And
that is so sweet.
I know, and we were such a good match too. We met on match.com. We were such a good
Mhm.
match. And then he just ghosted out of nowhere. And I'm like, we were getting serious and everything. But anyway, I fell in love with that to where I got a tattoo of it. So you probably can't read it because it's upside down in there, but
It's
it's
okay.
infinity. And so it says like I can't even do it. Live the life you love the life you live, infinity. And I believed in it so much that I went to Florida to visit a friend in 2014. And the moment I landed, she's like, okay, we're getting inks. Let's go. And so she didn't get one, but I got it. And I have it to where I can see it to help remind myself every single day, no matter what I'm going through, no matter what's
Mhm.
happening in my life, good or bad, that is what I live by.
I love that. That is, like, just so, like, it's to heart. I
Yeah,
mean, so amazing.
yeah.
So did you like the quote before he gave it to you, or did he just give it to you?
He gave it to me, and then when I read it, it felt me. It so close to my heart on what it truly meant. And I'm gonna be honest. I think I also, like, a couple months later, joined a travel club. I was single after he left, right, and just want to have more fun and travel. And um, I think at that time, to be honest, that's what I was probably thinking of, is enjoy things like that. But throughout the years, this has meant a lot more than just having fun and traveling. So
Yeah. So he was meant to come into your life for a season.
yes, exactly.
Awesome.
Yes.
All right, a superpower, what would it be? 24 hours, you get it.
Oh, I would say that is a hard one. And I feel like every time I get asked that, people go to, oh, invisible, or I can fly, or go to the future or the past, or, and I just am, I, I, I never know. Like, I think if I could probably read people's minds, as long as I get to pick what those 24 hours were.
Yeah, you
Because if
get to
it's
pick.
24 hours that I'm home all day, what's the point? Like,
You need to be on a cruise with all the people that we were with,
yes,
right?
yes,
To read their mind, know what they're thinking.
yes.
All right, motivation on demand. If you believe in it, what do you do to get motivated? If you don't, it's okay.
Mhm. So to be honest, I'm a big people person. I need people, whether it's virtual or in person, which is even better, if it can happen, right? But I wake up and I sometimes go to networking events, or like networking meetings, and I tell them this is like AA for me, because if I'm having a rough day, or I had a tough call with a client, or whatever's going on in personal life, I go to there and I walk away much happier and more energized. I thrive off of other people, especially
Mhm.
if they're doing well. It's like, I'm excited for you. Let's go.
Yeah,
And so I love to be around people. So if I am totally not a homebody. 2020 killed it. I tried everything I could to be around people as much as possible, but that's what does it for me. If I keep seeing other people, and everybody's got their down days, right?
yeah,
But, and in those, take care of yourself. But just being around people just lights me up.
yeah. It energizes me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Now, what is the best way for our audience to stay connected with you? I know there's some goodies involved here.
Yes. So I have what I call the I think it's the profit leak guide. And if you guys want to get out your cell phones and text the number, what is it, 26786, text the word spicy, SPICY. You
Mhm.
guys are going to get that. And it'll help you guys figure out, like, what are some profit leaks in your business that maybe you can start doing now, without even having a conversation, and just secretly looking at it yourself and figuring out, okay, maybe I could try that. It's something that I think has helped a lot of people understand what's really going on. Even if you're one of those that are afraid to look at the numbers, that might be it. Go look at your numbers, right? If that's a leak you have, if you don't even know. But again, if you guys text the word spicy to 26786, you'll get that download.
Awesome. Spicy, guys. I like it. All right. So, Jen, do you have a mic drop moment you can leave us with? Something sexy, something money related? What is it?
Oh, hmm. I've used a lot of them, but I will say, I feel like mental health has been heavy the past year for various reasons, just in that I see online, that I see in meetings, people, friends. Um, Too much or too little can cause stress. That's also a chapter in my book. Um, but take care of yourself. If you need a day off to reset, to go get your nails done, to just be by yourself, that is okay. If
Mhm.
you're falling behind on something because you take care of you, that is okay. We've probably all been there before, more than once, right? And also be open to asking for help. And I'm not saying help as in you're struggling, you need money, can you give me money? But maybe help in, hey, I'm struggling, how can I do something in my business to make more money? Or just, can I borrow your shoulder to cry on? Just,
Anytime, Jen. Come on
yeah,
over.
thank you.
I'll come to Dallas. Just call me.
Okay, perfect. Let's do it. What's March, end of March look like for you?
No problem.
Yes.
Mm.
So yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it. All right, guys. Thank you, Jen, for being here with us. You totally rock.
Thank you. I love you, Angel.
Love you. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Female Entrepreneurs Magazine. I hope you found inspiration, actionable tips, and a sense of connection with our incredible community of driven women. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a review, and share the episode with fellow entrepreneurs who are ready to elevate their game. Remember, your success is just the beginning, and we're here to support you in every step of the way. Until next time, keep shining, keep thriving, and remember, you have the power to create the business and life of your dreams. Stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.